trust account. Now, we all know that we have to release funds for, if it's property management, then we're paying our landlords the rent that's coming in, obviously taking the commission out and putting it into our general account. We're paying tradies that have done work on the properties, where sometimes we have authority to pay bills in terms of either strata levies or council rates or water rates or, insurance policies, or premiums, whatever it is that we have authority. And remember that our authority from a property management perspective comes on our managing agency agreement. So great, we have authority to take that money and from our trust account and move it to wherever we've been told to move it in terms of our managing agency agreement. Now let's jump over to sales. Now it doesn't matter what type of sale you're doing here, whether it's residential, industrial, commercial, rural, business, doesn't matter what you're doing, livestock, doesn't matter what you're doing here. If you've got money in your trust, you need direction on how to move that and where to move that to. Now this came from a phone call into the office this week, and it was about someone who had money in their trust account and they were keeping it there because the person had sold their property, had settled their property, everything was done, the commission had been taken by the agent, everybody was happy. The vendor, who was now no longer the vendor, had sold his property, instructed the agent to keep the money in the trust account because that was their deposit on the next property, and they were still and the agent was helping them look for a new property. So that's great. In the meantime, the vendor died. So the person died. So where is the authority coming from? It just reminded me, obviously, the authority for this will come from the executive of the state. It doesn't matter who's got authority to take money out on behalf of him, who had power of attorney, who else had signed on the agency agreement. That doesn't come into it. Once the person has actually passed away, the only authority you take is from the executor of the estate, not next of kin, unless, of course, they are the executor. So you actually need some instructions here from the executor of the estate. So once you've got that, get it out of your trust account so it's not unclaimed monies after 2 years, any of that sort of requirement. But it just reminded me very clearly that you need to have very clear authority on what to do with money that is sitting in your trust account, and you are not to move it anywhere until you have that absolute authority. So on a sale, it's from your order on the agent and your instructions from both parties, clearly saying that the property has sold. And in property management, it comes from your managing agency agreement or any other written authority that you have from your landlord. And when I say landlord, it is whoever is on title. So not just one party if there are two parties on title for that property. So getting appropriate authority. So guys, a little bit of a minefield there, but just making sure that you have very clear authority before you disperse any monies out of your trust account.